Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Karaoke Andy here, and today we're trading together live the DAX. Today is the 21st of January 2026, and it is 8:30. So let me see if in fact I'm streaming here already. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it says I'm live. Very good. So, let's start with the important disclaimer. Even though I'm trading live here, this is not meant to be financial advice, right? I'm doing that for educational purposes. Yeah. So trading involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct your own research before trading. This stream and its recording is for educational purposes only and includes an affiliate link. So, anyway, here is a little bit of affiliate link, and I want to skip that and come back to that later. The plan for today is I will use entry techniques from Tom Hugard. They are ideal for live trading since they occur predictably, right? So you will see mechanical entries and discretionary exits. Yeah, so very, very, very nice. Lovely. Let's take a look at the DAX. So, the DAXy. Where is everything? Sorry, I have to sort my screens here. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, this seems to be okay. Here's an overlapping window. Fine. This is OBS. Also fine, I guess. So you don't see anything, right? So, DAX, good. So, the way I'm starting my my preparation for the morning, I wanted to show you that. So first of all, I'm trading CFDs, not futures, and CFDs have one advantage when you trade the DAX. They have cash prices. If you trade futures, you will see here different prices, and that offset between both is every day is different. So you have to look at that. But if I, for example, if I go to CNBC, yeah, and here you see the last. That means that's the closing price of last session of the DAX. 47,703. Yeah. That is immediately transferable to my chart. So when I look at the close of the previous session, I always go to an official source. I go either to the Deutsche Börse website and take the Schlusskurs, or I go to CNBC and note that down there the same, right? Also here, for example, the FTSE. And you can also look here, for example, for the Dow Jones that I also trade in the afternoon. Yeah. So, DAX closed yesterday at 24,703, right? So that's one thing I note down. Good. Then I check the economic calendar, and I only go for the high impact stuff. And what is sometimes reported as high impact has no high impact at all. Right? So anyway, the Brits, they had their inflation rate year over year at 8, so half an hour ago. But anything else, there's nothing else here, and nothing will impact our DAX trading. So that's checked. Right? So can close that down. So this is a Trade Nation chart, because I trade with Trade Nation or TD365. It's the same broker. TD365 is a sub-brand, so CFD charts can differ a tiny little bit. So this is as close to the reality as it gets. So, and then I have here this little indicator that's called DAX Session Prep Map. So, and this is just where I can manually type in the levels. So for example, the 24,703, and I don't bother with the values after the comma, right? So 24,703, I just type that in there, and then you see it appears here on that little table, previous cash close, and it also draws a line on the chart. Yeah. So the same way I mark down previous cash high, which came in at 813 here. Previous cash low, which came in at 505. Yeah. Overnight high, somewhere around here, 713, and overnight low around here, 557, or thereabouts. That gray line is overnight mid, and that is just, half of high and low, right? It's cut in half. So it's calculated automatically. So, for my trading, I have specialized in the first 90 minutes after the open, right? So I don't care really about what will happen during the whole session. The DAX opens at 9 Frankfurt time, and it closes at 17:30, 5:30 Frankfurt time, right? I happen to be in Prague. It's the same time zone. Yeah. And everything else between the cash close and the cash open in the morning, I consider the overnight. Yeah. So in case you wonder, everything between 5:30 and 9 in the morning, 9 a.m., I consider the overnight. All right. 5:30 p.m. yesterday till 9 a.m. today is the overnight. So, yeah, as I said, I'm interested in what happens in the first 90 minutes. And since I trade something that is called the espresso, not espresso, nothing to do with coffee, but rather with an express train, right? Which materializes pretty much directly at the open. I'm really mostly interested in what happens in the first 30 minutes. Yeah? Because in the first 30 minutes, that's the longest I ever stay in a trade. Yeah? And at 9:30, there will be the school run forming. So, just so you know, when I give an outlook, when I talk about this, this is not focused on the whole day. This is focused on the time window, on the narrow time window that I'm specialized in. Okay. So by the way, if you want this little indicator here, absolutely no problem. Just go to my website, go to tools, and there you have DAX session prep map. Click here. Here's the Pine script. Just copy and paste that into TradingView, and you're good to go. Yeah. If that helps you, it's a very simple framework. Yeah. So, but right now, what do we know? It is now 8:40. Markets will open in 20 minutes or 19 minutes. And DAX is trading at 24,696 or thereabouts, right? So price is trading just below cash close. Yeah? Yesterday's cash close, that's the yellow line here, and overnight high, which is the blue line. Yeah, it's holding above overnight mid. Yeah, so let's call that a balanced market pre-open. Yeah, so we're just slightly below yesterday's close, ever so slightly. Yeah? You can zoom in here a little bit. So what does that mean when we open there in 18 minutes or so? Yeah? If price reclaims and holds above yesterday's close early, yeah, then a rotation to overnight high is obvious. But a rotation towards previous cash high, which came in at 813, is something that I could consider. Yeah. However, rejection from that zone here between cash close and overnight high, those 13 points here. It's also a big number, right? 24,700 and 713. Yeah, so there we could see a rotation back toward overnight mid. Yeah, and acceptance here means a close below or something like that would open downside toward overnight low here, right? So, and that's all I'm really interested in. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking at. Okay. So I hope that that gives you some context into my trading. Let me click on this. That gives you some context. Interesting. I hear myself, and there is no chat. Anyway, if you want to ask me a question, right now I'm not looking at the chat. There is some hiccup when I click on that on the X platform, then the screen is frozen. I just see myself in the preview. Kindly write me a PM, a direct message. Yeah. So I will look for that. Okay. Good. So let's take that away and let's do a 4 minutes commercial break. But maybe you're interested why I trade with Trade Nation now. Because I'm with TD365 for many years and I still have an account with them. And if you trade with TD365 because of my recommendation, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with them. TD365 and Trade Nation, they are the same company. Trade Nation is just the main brand, and that's where my affiliate agreement sits now. So that's why I'm talking about Trade Nation, right? That's just it. The reason why it's a fantastic idea to, if you want to trade with a broker, that is, to choose Trade Nation, is because they have, not only do they have low spreads, they have fixed spreads. So the spreads, they do not suddenly widen during the trading session, right? Because of volatility or whatever. They stay always the same. And they are lower than the spreads of most competitors. Depending on the instruments that you trade, always do your own research, right? What I trade, that's certainly TD365 or Trade Nation. That's the cheapest broker out there. So you can also compare that. If you, for example, trade €5 a point, just a humble size in the DAX, €5 a point. You do 3 trades per day, nothing spectacular. You trade the espresso, then you trade the school run and the brunch break. 3 trades, right? And you don't even flip the switch. You don't even re-enter. You don't add. Just you would only do those 3 trades. 250 trading days per year. Compared, for example, to eToro, where you get a 3.58 point spread, you would save almost €10,000, in that year. The same trades, the same instrument, just because you're with Trade Nation. So you have a broker that's tier 1 regulated. Your funds lie with Barclays Bank. You have, depending where you are, depends on your jurisdiction that you're in. You have 200-to-1 leverage, but you have low and fixed spreads everywhere, and TradingView integration. If you want to support my content, this comes at no extra cost to you. If you want to give Trade Nation a shot, kindly use my affiliate link. You can go to my website. There's a link. You can scan this QR code that I created with the Chrome browser. It will just lead you here to this URL. So that would support me, no extra cost to you. I think that's fair. Here's another QR code, but this time there is no money involved. This is completely for free. If you're a complete beginner, if you want to learn how to trade and feel insecure because of so many fake gurus out there and people of social media, and you don't know where to start. I made a video series. I call that Day Trading Foundations. You can find that on YouTube. Karaoke Andy YouTube channel. There's also a link on my website. You can also scan this QR code. All right. So we got this. Today I will trade a prop firm. I have one lying around, and I want to see if I can also do that. So I explained why in the last session. So now here we got the DAX. And you see that equals the trading view that we just looked at. It's also a CFD chart. When I explain what I'm doing, I oftentimes, oh, you don't see me, I'll switch that on. I oftentimes refer to bar numbers. Now we are on a 5-minute chart here. So I have here a little indicator, bar numbers. From 9, the bars will get numbers like so. See, yeah. And then I talk about bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 3. That will look like that. Okay. So, and I'm going to in 9 minutes going to trade something that is called the espresso, which classically involves bracketing the 10-minute bar that closes at the open, go long above, short below with a certain offset. I modified that because something changed in the opening auction of the DAX. So I'm forward testing that now. I don't know honestly how that will fare. So far it seems to be okay. It seems to be doing well. Anyway, there you see I'm going to use an offset of 18 points in this case. And those are my levels to drop orders. Long order here on the green line, red order there, short order there on the red line. Yeah. Again, those session bar numbers, if you happen to use CTrader, right, there you find that on my website. Those espresso offset levels indicator, you find that here as well. It's all for free, but this one is especially for CTrader. Just copy paste the code. That's about it. I also, if you want to scale out in CTrader, I haven't found an easy way. Here is a CBOT that closes 25, 50, or 75% of a session. Yeah, please read the disclaimer, right? No guarantees, as is. You know the deal. Okay, anyway. So, that CBOT, here, this is to close, to take partials. Okay, markets will open in 7 minutes. I will get myself something to drink. And then, yeah, let's trade the DAX. Okay. And again, if you have questions, ask me via direct message on X, okay? I have no opportunity to look at the chat. Hello there, back again. 3 more minutes to go. Cheers. So, slowly time to get the espresso orders in. So we're now trading somewhat between yesterday's close and overnight mid. Overnight shows here kind of broke a little bit structure. Higher highs, higher lows. At least till here. Here we moved sideways. Now let's see. DAX seems to be now pretty interesting for buyers, pretty cheap. Yeah. So and there is unfinished business above. There's still on my chart a physical gap from 2 days ago. That needs to be filled. However, recent news, but I don't trade fundamentals, so I don't pretend that I know what will happen. Oopsie, time to get the orders in. 1.5 more minutes to go, which is likely to get filled first. Okay, see, now I just drop the long order here and the short order there. And obviously I might need to adjust a little bit here and there. Yeah. So but for that, that indicator is very, very, very useful. I don't need to oh, the high of the candle is 73 plus 18 is I just have there my lines and drop my orders. And certainly the last second before the open, roughly 30 seconds now, I might to still adjust something here. But it's pretty cool. See my mouse hovering over the short order. There you go. That's it. Orders are in, orders are live. Overnight mid comes in at 35, around here. See, indecisive now, right? What to do? Here I'm selling into support. Will be very careful. Looks like we're getting filled. Now we are short the DAX. Now we are at support. That's overnight mid here. No doubt there might be buyers. So I'm scaling out a little bit here, protecting the rest, because I assume that might snap back. I keep the long order live. Okay. Oh, that seems to hold. If we find acceptance below overnight mid, see, that's why it was fast to scale out. Then a rotation towards overnight low is possible. Oh, I could have made much more money. Okay. Let's kill the long order. Overnight low comes in at 557 or thereabouts. So took some more off. Now very small risk position. It's weaker than I thought, to be honest. Yeah, I thought this would be more neutral. This is a very strong bear bar closing at its low. Yeah. So of course there is some sort of overlap, and I wasn't many points in profit here. I entered around here at the middle of it. Yeah? That's why I scaled out more to not get stopped out. Just because the next bar is overlapping. But now it's very conceivable that the bears would see some follow through. Yeah? Here's a little bit of here, there, and there. There is some support, but this is very strong, right? On the other hand, it's just the first bar. Can be a bear trap, right? To trap sellers. Yeah? Come on, sell more. Sell more. And then below prior bar low, buyers step in because DAX is so cheap. Benny asks, "Where's the guest?" Yeah, the gentleman that wanted to join today will join me one of the next Wednesdays. There's a family matter there, so that has priority now. Yeah, so. On the Trade Nation chart, you see that's a little bit different here, right? That's FTMO. This is Trade Nation. You see here we actually had a dip below prior bar low. Yeah? To me, that's information. So always look at both charts. You see how this is just a tiny doji now, right? Indecisive, still a bull close. Bar number 2. Now we see a push below 2 and 1. Okay. So now see if that sell-off will continue. Just one pause bar, basically. We could really see, right? Shall we really sell more DAX here? Or shall we buy because it's cheap? You know, it was just really in between those two decisions. Oh, they think they should sell more. I'm closing the rest here. Something like 40 points in the DAX is a good thing. Even though I scaled out very early, you see here. But that was just because of my analysis that obviously didn't happen exactly like that. But I said I have a neutral to slightly bullish bias, yeah, above overnight mid. Yeah, so it clearly have acceptance below. But I thought it might buyers might defend that level a little bit more. And then 40 point stop loss is not that much. Yeah. All right. Well, see, when you get a full stop out, that hurts. There was a flip. Flat now. Some buyers pushing bar number 3 back up to its high. Bar number 3 made a new low and will most likely close at its high. Yeah, it did. Basically in the last second, huh? Surprise, motherfucker. Bull surprise. Let's see. If you ever seen a bear trap, then that is one. Yeah. So we are now again reclaiming overnight mid. Let's see if we can push above that level. Overnight mid coming in at 35. Yeah, I can see it better here. On my personal account, I took a long position here off screen, but I don't want to show speculative setups, but show you a mechanical framework, because that's also risky, right? Just for the record. Yeah, so the battle that I anticipated around overnight mid, uh, yeah, wasn't happening when I was short. You shot straight through, right? It seems to be happening now. Now sellers are stepping in and pushing the bar number 4 to its midpoint. Now buyers didn't give up yet. 2 more minutes to go. Did I say online market or overnight market? You know, in my former career, I used to be in e-commerce. Yeah, so that might be a Freudian slip there. Okay, so the long idea is good. Starting to scale out on my personal account. Stop loss is at break even. Also, why I'm a little bit careful is you see that yesterday you got a trend day, right? Basically from the open, DAX just fell. Here was one pullback, and then you got another leg down, and then we reclaimed, yeah, about half of the move, a little bit more than half of the move, yeah, to the close. But that's a trend day. Yeah, you don't get so many. You get maybe one per week, right? So after that, some chop can be expected, and as a breakout trader, chop is not cool. Not cool. So there you go. So what do you think now? Bulls didn't manage to close above overnight mid. And now bar number 5. Seems to be a little bit delay here in trading view. And bar number 5 is already dipping below bar number 4. Rest position on my personal got stopped out for 0. So now sellers are in control. There is a aggressive school run short signal that came in below the low of bar number 4. But since this area here is indecisive, I will wait for the school run. School run comes in 8 minutes. So for that, we're switching to a 15-minute chart. Let's now do that here as well. 15 minutes. There you go. Switch these levels off for a second. So everything between midnight on a Trade Nation chart, because that's what Tom Hugard is using, till around 8. That's what Tom calls the overnight range, right? So where are here? Okay. So I will draw a box around that, roughly. Thereabouts. So now the traditional school run that tells you to, when that second 15-minute bar concludes here, that we buy above and sell short below. But when that signal bar concludes within the confinements of the overnight range here, this box, and it clearly does, it's completely inside the overnight range, then you should do the opposite. You should buy below, sell above. That's what Tom calls the anti. So now I'm curious. The first 15-minute bar closed bearish. We still have a quarter of its length is the lower shadow. Still a bear close. Second 15-minute bar so far is an inside bar. That right now looks bullish, even though it's has difficulties holding above the midpoint. Yeah, and I'm thinking whether I should take that. Because if this 15-minute bar closes at its low, to me that would be more a sign that we inside bar means it can go both ways, right? So that we rather trade down, at least to the low of the previous bar, before we find support. It's only just 15 points away or so. Rotation back to overnight low, or this box low. What shall I do? Still that overnight mid-level here. And if we close above that on the 15-minute chart, I'm not sure I want to sell short here. Tell you what, let's wait for the close. And then I will decide what I will do, if I will take another trade or not. So here you also see a little bit the the way I act and the way I think, call that, I don't know, discretion or experience or intuition. It's not all fear motivated when I scale out here, or when I contemplate skipping a setup. That is just because of a lot of factors of market conditions, of price action. I hope I explained myself well. This stuff keeps me out of trouble. But I will tell you, just probably I will not take this. If that closes above overnight mid and at its high, I will not sell short. But yeah, if you want to trade the school run anti, because the signal bar concludes within the confinements of the overnight range, you should place a sell short order above and a buy order below. Yeah. 1 more minute to go. Yeah. So how would that look? What is this? It's a fib. This is a long position. Yeah, so something like that, right? So that's the close. Yeah, so what's short there? Would I risk almost all that I made on a constellation, not the setup? I trust the setup, but a constellation that I don't trust. So let's do for academical reasons. This think that we can do. It needs a little bit more. But if we trade below 2, I would rather want to be a seller. Ay, ay, ay. Ladies and gentlemen, no. I probably will just end this here. I've been streaming for about an hour. That's fine. I'm not feeling this setup here for obvious reasons. We reclaimed overnight mid, closed above it for the bulls, so I would rather want to buy here and target at least the highs of the session instead of selling there, and vice versa. If we trade below the previous bar, I would rather want to be a seller than a buyer. So I'm not feeling to take the ante here, even at a smaller size. And also right now, the market is slow, indecisive. There's 100% overlap between bar 1 and bar 2, and bar number 3 right now also is inside the confinements of bar number 2. You can see that. Market right now is more or less directionless. I will, in these conditions, will not really thrive. Yeah. So what could I have done better? Could I have more conviction in my early short position? Well, yes, but I also explained there was trend day yesterday. Choppy is to be expected today. There was that overnight mid-level and the slightly neutral to bullish bias above that. So I expected there a battle around that level. Honestly, more buyers buying support. That didn't materialize. However, we see even right now price still. Now see that gray line there. That's just where it happens. Yeah? Indecisiveness of buyers and sellers. Where to go? They don't seem to agree. If the market is still worth to sell or cheap enough to buy yet. Anyway, long story short, I will stay out. Thank you very much for tuning in. Karaoke Andy out. Bye bye.